Hi, y'all. Just another piece to add on to the buyer representation agreement, the video I just posted. I also wanted to give you some ammunition in dealing with your agent or broker, whoever you're working with. I'm actually the broker. I also work with clients. Anyway, several questions you should ask them about so that you better understand kind of the whole process. Okay. First off, how long have you been an agent? So you want to know what kind of expertise they're going to be able to offer you, especially under these new federal guidelines that we've been given. How many homes do you help? I'm sorry. How many homes have you helped buyers purchase, and how many homes total have you closed? That's very interesting because there might be agents that are part-time agents and you don't recognize it, and they may have been in the business for 9 years, but they've only done 10 transactions. If that's the case, you don't have the expertise, or they don't have the expertise, most likely, to help you through your purchase. Let me tell you, I've been doing this since '09, and not one transaction's ever been the same. I learned something every single time. And you want to be sure that they have resources to figure out the problems that will occur, and how to head them off so they know, oops, let's ask for this on the front side so we don't have to deal with that on the back side where it might end up costing you money. Do you work full-time or part-time? We've kind of already covered that. Do you work with both buyers and sellers? That's an important question because you can get their expertise based on what they've done. So if they're representing sellers and buyers, you know that they're looking at it from both sides of the playing field. What's the buyer sellers ratio that you represent? So with us, it's probably, if I total all of them, it's probably 60-40, 60% sellers, 40% buyers. How long do you usually work with a buyer from the first home they see to the closing table? So that's very determinant upon each client. That's very important that you understand that, because some buyers are wanting to start looking before it's actually time, and some buyers are transferring and they need to know today. So it just depends on your buyer's needs, right? So that's the other important part. Are they working for themselves just to bottom line it and get the money, or are they working towards the client's needs to figure out the right property or the sale of their home to their timelines? Can I see your real estate license? Let me tell you, that's important to see, guys, because every once in a while you're dealing with an agent that's expired, has not renewed, and now you're in a situation that you don't even know that they can help you through the process because they're not legally allowed. Do you have any references that I can call? Do they have customer reviews? What do those look like? Have you helped buyers find homes in this area? So in the Houston MSMA area is huge, right? So we're down here in the League City, Dickinson, Friendswood, Webster, Clear Lake, Alvin, Hitchcock, Texas City, Dickinson, or I think I already said that. Anyway, in this area. However, because of my previous experience, I'm very exposed to many other areas in Houston. So Montgomery, for instance, the Bel Air area, for instance, the M streets. So it just depends. You want to be sure they're clear about what's happening in that area. Let's see. Have you helped buyers find homes at this price range? So there's a whole different issue because you want to be sure they're going to be working with you on your price range. Will you be working with me individually or as a team? So some people, I've got a girlfriend who, when they first moved to Houston, they worked with an agent that initially they spoke to on the phone. They went through all their needs. When they got here, she had a teammate show her properties. Then once they got under contract, the agent they originally spoke with helped them write up the contract, She helped negotiate the deal. Then from then on, other team members helped them. So she didn't feel like that agent was actually working for her. She felt like she was kind of pushed off on different teammates. However, there's another girlfriend of mine who's moved into the Houston MSA area, and she worked with a team, but there was an incredible sense of communication, and everybody knew what was happening because they actually would send them videos. Hey, now that we're at this process, this gal's going to take over and she's going to do blah, blah, blah. So it just depends. You want to be careful about how you're going to be handled, if I might. And I don't know that that's the right word. So I don't mean that you're going to be handled, but at the same time, how are you going to be helped through the whole process? Can you recommend a mortgage broker? Can you recommend a home warranty company? Can you recommend an insurance company based on my needs? So it depends, absolutely, right? The answer to that should be absolutely. However, let me say this to you, some of the higher end homes are not the same insurance companies as the lower end homes. And I don't mean lower end as in quality, I just mean pricing, right? Let's see, how does your commission work? So you want to be sure that they're clear about how their commission is, how it works, when it's paid, all of that. With this new lawsuit that occurred, you may be paying the agent just to show you property under this one-page listing agreement. Everything's negotiable, everything, and it always has been. What's unfortunate is in other states, and if I might, because here in Texas, we are super detailed about detailing who gets paid where, when, and everything in our whole representation agreement, both for the sellers and the buyers. But I don't think it's been the same in other states. Anyway, I might be wrong, but based on what I've been hearing. Let's see. How do you help buyers compete in the market? Well, just so you know, we've just come out of a very crazy market where it was crazy for buyers to get a home. Now we're in what's called more of a neutral market. And in a neutral market, buyers have a little more negotiation power. So you always want to be sure that your agent is up to date, knows what's going on in the market. Are there interest rates that are affecting stuff? Are we concerned? Like, so for instance, right now, we just had a rate drop. Woohoo! I'm super excited about that. And it may drop again by the beginning of next year. So, but then on the backside, we've got some economic stuff going on that may impact all that. Do they know about that? Can they communicate that? How does that affect you as either a buyer or a seller? What's the best way to contact you? So is it text? Is it phone? Is it email? Is it video? What's the best way, right? You want to be sure you're clear so that you can always communicate with your agent slash broker. Can I see a CMA on this property? Comparative market analysis. You always want to get that. Now, it may not always be on the front side because when you're seeing 5 properties, the agent or the broker is not going to run competitive market analysis on all of these properties before you go see it. But once you've seen it and your interest is, ooh, I want to buy this house, now there's some things that kick in that we need to start doing for you. And this is one of them. Okay. What offer would guarantee this house? What offer would be a good jump off point for negotiations? Again, that really determines your pricing strategy that you work out with your agent. And this is something I love because we go over this on the front side so that as a buyer, you understand how we're going to recommend to you, because we're representing you, your pricing strategy. How are you going to get there? What does that mean? What are you using for proof? All of that. Do you see any major red flags with this house? What are your concerns? We should be communicating all of that when we're walking through the home. So there's several agents that will say, you know what? I don't walk the home with them. When they'll even go so far as to tell us in training, when you get to the door, say, you know what, y'all go on in there. I'm going to take a phone call and I'll get back with you in a minute. And and that may be fine. That may be the kind of agent you want. However, be sure that agent comes on back in and says, hey, you want to show me around the house because I haven't seen it yet. That way you both are clear with, are there foundation problems? Are there window issues? Are there flooring issues? Is there stuff going on that maybe you might not consider, but they do because they've been doing this for years? Now, normally an agent will walk with you through the property and then step out so that you can have a conversation with whomever you need to that's there with you to get a good feel for, is this right for us? Could it be right for us? Or man, this is the one, right? Should I offer earnest money? You absolutely must offer earnest money. It's like a down payment on a vehicle. It's the same thing for a home. It's basically your down payment stating, yes, I'm serious. Here's my money down. Now this goes to a title company and they hold it. It's not that it goes to the seller, but it shows that you've got true interest, if I might. What happens if the inspector finds something? So after you're under a negotiated contract, it's executed, all the monies have been submitted, you've got earnest money and you've got option fee. During that option fee period, you're going to be doing your home inspections, whether it's generic home inspection, if you're going to do air conditioning, if you're going to do termite and bugs, pool, septic, well, depending on where you're buying, right? What kind of home you've got. There's so many different types of inspections that your agent should be recommending to you to do. So what happens if you find it? Well, in most cases, under the fast market, maintenance items you didn't usually worry about. Repair items, absolutely, you need to be negotiating them, right? In this neutral market, maybe you want to look at both. You know, I want you to do an air conditioning service on the AC to be sure everything's running good. So lots of different things that you would want to negotiate through that process. What happens if the house appraises under the offer amount? That's a whole conversation in itself because you want to be sure you address that. Another question is, what are closing costs? How much am I going to need in order to buy this house? So many questions you want to be asking. Please feel free to always ask and get your answers, your questions answered. Christina Osborne, Houston Realty team. Feel free to reach out to us. I'm at Christina at HoustonRealtyTeam.com. You can reach us via text or phone call, 512-931-4111. That's the office number. We're looking forward to hearing from you. If you have any questions, please let us know. Website, HoustonRealtyTeam.net. Thank you. Bye.